And I came home then and I was asking a few lads and they said, not.
Put hay in the wheelbarrow and take it over there. And he'd look where you point, he would take it over there. A chimpanzee, you turn him loose, give him a wheelbarrow, he's gone.
Have you ever heard of a lion and a tiger making babies? Well, they do. And it's called a liger. Hybrid animals are created when scientists mix two different animal types to make something new. They do this for fun, to help save species, or just because they can. In this video, we will show you 20 of these wild mixes that you won't believe exist. From the farm to the jungle, we've got it all. So buckle up, because here are 20 hybrid animals created by scientists you won't believe exist. Number 5 will blow your mind. Number 20, the human-pig chimera. Back in 2017, scientists did something incredible. They made the first embryos that were part human, part pig. They took human stem cells, which can turn into any body part, and put them into pig embryos. These special embryos grew inside pigs for a month, but were never born. The goal? Maybe one day human organs in pigs will be grown for transplants. Out of over 2,000 embryos, only 186 developed into chimeras, and they were just 0.001% human. This was a big step, but it also sparked a lot of talk about what's right and wrong in science. The human-pig chimera shows us where science might take us next. But what happens when scientists push the boundaries even further into the deep blue sea? Number 19, the wolfen. Imagine you've got a dolphin, but it's not just any dolphin. It's a hybrid, born from the mating of a female bottlenose dolphin and a male false killer whale. They call it a wolfen, which is kind of a mix of whale and dolphin. The first one we know about was born in 1985 at Sea Life Park in Hawaii, named Kekai-Malu.
Sandy, you did such a great job with Sandy. Come on down here. We have one final thing to do with her as we say goodbye.
She was special because she actually had babies of her own, showing that wolfens can reproduce. They're bigger than dolphins, but smaller than false killer whales, with a unique look. Darker than a dolphin, but lighter than a false killer whale. The wolfen is one of those rare wonders you can see at Sea Life Park. Just when you thought animal mixing couldn't get wilder, wait until you hear about a creature born from the icy lands of the north. Number 18, the Pizzly bear. Now, let's talk about a bear that's part polar bear, part grizzly, the Pizzly bear, sometimes called a growler bear. This hybrid started popping up because climate change is pushing polar bear territories closer to grizzly bear lands. In 2006, the first known Pizzly was found in the wild in Canada. They've got a mix of both bear traits. Think of a bear with a polar bear's white fur, but with a grizzly's hump and longer claws. Scientists think there might be more of these hybrids as the Arctic ice keeps melting. Only a handful have been documented, making each sighting pretty special. If you thought polar bears were impressive, prepare yourself for a creature that defies everything we know about genetic limits. Number 17, spider silk goats. Okay, here's a twist. Goats that make spider silk. Yes, you heard that right. Scientists at Utah State University back in 2010 made goats with spider DNA so they can make spider silk in their milk.
So we have names for all the goats. He's actually one of the very original goats that was created.
This isn't about spinning webs, but about getting a super strong fiber. Spider silk is 5 times stronger than steel by weight, and it's super flexible too. They used a technique called gene splicing to do this. These goats aren't out in the wild, they're in labs where each one can produce around 1 ounce of this special silk protein per day. Imagine all the cool stuff we could make with this, from bulletproof vests to medical stitches. But what happens when scientists create a hybrid that's not just useful, but massively powerful? Number 16, the liger. The liger is the biggest cat in the world. A liger is what happens when you mix a male lion with a female tiger. They can grow to be over 900 pounds and stand up to 12 feet tall when on their hind legs. They're bigger than their parents because of a genetic thing where they don't get the growth-limiting genes from both species. Ligers are friendly, like to swim, and often have tiger stripes on a lion's body color. They've been around since the early 1900s, but they don't exist in the wild. They're only in zoos or private collections. There's no exact count, but there are probably a few hundred ligers around the world. Sometimes the most dangerous hybrids aren't the biggest, they're the smallest. Number 15. Killer bees. Killer bees are officially known as Africanized honey bees.
Thousands of Africanized bees causing a major concern with homeowners in a River Oaks neighborhood.
These bees came from a mix-up in Brazil in the 1950s, when African bees were brought to breed with European bees for better honey production. But some African queens escaped, and they've been spreading ever since. They're more aggressive than regular bees, defending their hive with a lot more bees and chasing threats much farther. While they produce good honey, their sting is no more dangerous than a regular bee's, but they're quick to attack. They've spread into the US mainly in the South and have caused some problems. The killer bees are a reminder of how nature can take a turn we didn't expect. And if you think bees are scary, wait until you hear about a hybrid that looks like it came straight from a science fiction movie. Number 14. The human Z. The human Z is supposed to be a mix between a human and a chimp, but don't worry, it's not real. Scientists like Ilya Ivanov in the 1920s tried to make one in the Soviet Union, but it never happened. There have been stories and rumors, but no actual human Z has ever been born. Humans and chimps share about 98% of their DNA, which might make you think it's possible, but there are huge biological barriers. Even if it could be done, it's super unethical. So while the idea is out there, it's stayed in the realm of what if rather than what is. The human Z is more myth than reality. Genetic experiments aren't always about creating new species. Sometimes they're about solving critical human problems. Number 13. Belgian Blue. The Belgian Blue is a cow that looks like it's been hitting the gym. These cows are famous for their super muscular build due to a genetic mutation called double muscling. This mutation means they have way more muscle than normal cows, making them look almost like bodybuilders. They started in Belgium, and while they produce less milk, their meat is leaner and higher in yield. They're gentle giants despite their size. This genetic trait was noticed in the early 20th century, and now Belgian Blues are found all over the world. Breeding them requires special care because of their unique genetics. The Belgian Blue shows us how nature and human selection can create some pretty amazing animals, but then muscles aren't the only thing scientists have been playing with in the animal kingdom. Number 12. The Jaguar-lion. The Jaguar-lion is a super rare hybrid of a male jaguar and a female lion. They first popped up in 2006 at Bear Creek Wildlife Sanctuary in Canada. They're a black jaguar named Diablo and a lioness named Lola had two babies, Tsunami a male and Jazara a female. Jaguar-lions have the lion's golden color mixed with jaguar spots.
Come on, Tsunami.
They're not found in the wild because jaguars and lions live on different continents. These unique cats combine the jaguar's stealth with the lion's social nature. Only a few Jaguar-lions exist, making each one special. Big cats are fascinating, but some hybrids are so rare they'll make you question everything you know. Number 11. Zebroids. Zebras are the stars here, creating zebrids or zebroids with horses, donkeys, or ponies. When they mate with horses, you get zorsies. With donkeys, zonkies, and with ponies, zonies. These hybrids inherit stripes from their zebra parent, but they're usually partial or faded. They've been around for centuries, with the first known Zorse in the 1800s. Zebras have a different number of chromosomes than horses and donkeys, so breeding them is tricky.
Look at this. It's a zonkey and a zorse. I want the zonkey.
Most zebroids are sterile, meaning they can't have babies of their own. They're not common in the wild, mostly seen in zoos or farms. Zebroids are like nature's own art project, mixing stripes with other animals. Sometimes nature creates combinations that seem too weird to be true. If you're enjoying this video so far, hit that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts. What's been your favorite hybrid? Let's chat about it. Number 10. The Jeep. The Jeep is a mix between a goat and a sheep. They're super rare because sheep have 54 chromosomes and goats have 60, making it hard for their babies to survive. But when they do, like Spring Rose in Kentucky, they're pretty special. She's got 57 chromosomes and is doing great. Jeeps are usually born from accidental breeding on farms where goats and sheep share space. They might look like a goat with a sheep's woolly coat or have a mix of both features. Most Jeeps don't live long or are stillborn because of their genetic differences, but those that make it can be healthy. There have been cases in Ireland, Germany, and Botswana. The Jeep is one of those rare wonders of nature. But not all hybrids are created in labs. Some happen in the most unexpected places. Number 9. Coy-wolf. The coy-wolf is a mix of coyote, wolf, and sometimes even a bit of dog. They're bigger than coyotes, but smaller than wolves, and they've got this blend of smarts and strength. These hybrids show up in places where coyotes and wolves share space, like in eastern North America. Scientists say they're about 60% coyote, 30% wolf, and 10% dog. They can take down deer, which is pretty impressive for animals that size. Coy wolves adapt well to urban areas, eating everything from fruit to trash. Their population is growing, especially in Canada and the northeastern US. And if you thought wolf hybrids were intense, prepare for something that sounds like it came from a nightmare. Number 8. Super ball python. Let's talk about the super ball python, not your average snake. This isn't just one snake, but a whole group of hybrid pythons from crossing ball pythons with other species like blood pythons. They can look wild with colors and patterns that are way different from the regular ball python. Some famous mixes include the angry ball from an Angolian python and ball python, or the super ball from a blood python. These hybrids aren't all that common in the wild. They're mostly made by breeders who want to see what new patterns and colors they can create. They're popular in the pet world because of how unique they look. Snakes might seem scary, but some hybrids are created for reasons you'd never expect. Number 7. The comma. The comma butterfly is named for the tiny white mark on its wings that looks like a comma. This little butterfly is found across Europe and Asia, and it's known for its orange and black wings with jagged edges. They love to hang out in woodlands, gardens, and hedgerows, feeding on flowers like nettles and thistles. One cool thing about commas is they hibernate over winter, often in shed skins or tree bark. When spring comes, they wake up to start the cycle again. They're not just pretty, they're also important pollinators. The comma butterfly is like a small, fluttering piece of art with a vital role in nature. Some scientists admitted to making hybrids of it since they are very beautiful. Some hybrids are so rare that you'll wonder if they're even real. Number 6. Donkra. The Donkra is a hybrid of a male donkey and a female zebra. They're not common because zebras and donkeys don't usually meet in the wild, but when they do, like in zoos or parks, magic happens. Donkras have a donkey's body shape. With zebra stripes mostly on their legs. They're smaller than zonkies, which come from a zebra father and donkey mother, because zebras are generally shorter than donkeys. They were first noted in China in 2011. They can be hard to tame due to the wild nature of zebras. Donkras can have various colors, but won't have chestnut or ivory. It is a rare and beautiful blend of two very different worlds. When you think you've seen it all, science comes up with something that breaks all the rules. Number 5. See-through frog. The see-through frog, or glass frog, is found in the jungles of Central and South America. What makes them special? You can literally see their organs through their skin, like their beating heart. They're not completely see-through, but their bellies are almost transparent to help them hide from predators. Scientists found out that these frogs can get even more transparent when they sleep by hiding 89% of their red blood cells in their liver. They use this camouflage to blend with leaves. There are over 150 species, with some being stellar dads, guarding eggs. The see-through frog is nature's own way of showing us what's inside without needing to open up. Transparency isn't just about seeing through an animal, it's about understanding life itself. Number 4. Pomsky dog. The Pomsky is a cute mix of a Pomeranian and a Siberian Husky. They look like mini huskies with fluffy fur, but they're smaller, making them perfect for apartments. They started popping up around 2011 after a viral internet meme. Because of the size difference between the parents, they're often made through artificial insemination.
However, I live downtown in a central condo, busy living a small unit.
Pomskys can vary a lot. Some look more like Huskies, others like Pomeranians. They're smart, playful, and need lots of exercise, just like their parents. But they can be loud and stubborn. There's no exact data on how many Pomskys exist, but they've become super popular, with prices ranging from $2,000 to $5,000. The Pomsky is like having a bit of the wild in a tiny, adorable package. But not all hybrids are about scientific breakthroughs. Some are just about creating something adorable. Number 3. Blood parrot cichlid fish. The blood parrot cichlid fish, or just blood parrot cichlid, is a bright orange fish that was first made in Taiwan in the 1980s by mixing Midas and redhead cichlids. They've got a unique look with a round body and a beak-like mouth that doesn't close completely. They grow up to 8 to 10 inches and can live 10 to 15 years. But they come with controversies because their shape can make eating tough. Some are even dyed for color, which isn't good for their health. They're not found in nature, they're all tank-raised. They're sociable but need tank mates that won't outcompete them for food. The blood parrot cichlid is both a marvel and a point of debate in the fish world. And sometimes genetic mixing isn't just about creating strange fish. Sometimes it's about transforming entire food sources. Number 2. Beefalo. The beefalo is a mix of cow and buffalo. Nope, bison, actually. Created to combine the best traits of both, they're mostly cattle, but with up to 37.5% bison DNA. Beefalo started in the 1970s by a California rancher. They're known for lean meat with less fat and cholesterol than beef, making them a healthier choice. They're hardy, like bison, but as docile as cows. Beefalo meat was recognized by the USDA in the 80s. However, a 2024 study showed many beefalo have little to no bison genetics. They're raised for beef, and while not super common, you can find beefalo in many US states. The beefalo shows how we've tried to make a super cow from nature's blueprint. And if you thought mixing farm animals was impressive, wait until you see what happens when big cats get involved. Number 1. Tigon. Finally, we've got the Tigon, the number 1 hybrid on our list. It's a mix of a male tiger and a female lion, opposite to the more famous liger. Tigons are smaller than both their parents, usually weighing around 180 kilograms. They've got stripes from tigers and spots from lions, creating a unique look. They don't exist in the wild because tigers and lions don't share habitats naturally. Tigons are usually sterile, but there have been rare cases of female tigons reproducing. One famous tigon was Maud, born in India and lived in England in the 1930s. They're known for enjoying water more than lions do. The Tigon is a rare testament to what can happen when the king of the jungle meets the stealthy tiger. We've reached the end of our adventure. If you loved it, like, subscribe for more cool content, and comment on your favorite hybrid. Thanks for watching.